Oh, he's understeering. She's understeering. She's understeering. Lift the wing. After landing on the Nürburgring in our previous video, the Americans felt very jealous. So in this video, we're heading off to the land of turn left racing to land our plane upon the track that goes by the name of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Let's get flying. Welcome back to the Gamer Muscle YouTube channel. Click that like button and subscribe if you enjoy simulator content. So, we're back in the plane, we're back in the air, and you will notice something slightly different about the terrain here compared to the terrain in Germany. And that is that the terrain here is using photogrammetry, which includes height map laser scan data, effectively, of the ground surface. So in Germany, all that Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 had to go by was the Bing Map satellite 2D data, as well as topographical data. But then it would use AI and 3D models to then populate that scenery to make it look three-dimensional. Whereas here, it's literally got the individual building height map data and actual three-dimensional data for everything, as well as the topographical data, as well as the 2D color data for the actual visual color of everything. Basically, it looks bloody photoreal when you're in locations that have the photogrammetry data. And right below us right now is, of course, coming into view on the left there, is, of course, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, a track famous for the Indy 500 and some other races, which I'm not that aware of because I'm British and we don't really do oval racing here. Well, we do a little bit, but not, you know, not much of it. But as you can see, absolutely gorgeous from the air, and Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 again giving us a superb perspective of the racetrack. And the first thing that really struck me, having only played being on this circuit in games like GT Sport and Project Cars 2, the first thing that struck me is how close the track is to, like, sort of suburban houses, and also how close it actually is to the Indianapolis International Airport. Now, obviously, if you're playing GT Sport, you'll notice the planes landing in the distance repeatedly, and you're like, oh, it looks like this plane is going to fly into the stadium. But don't worry, because the Indianapolis International Airport isn't actually that close to the Speedway, but it's relatively close. We're going to... Thanks for the cloud, Microsoft. Now I can't see the bloody airport. Just when I want to demonstrate the airport and how far away it is, cloud appears. But it's like British weather's following me around virtually in simulators. I can't get away from it. Get out of the way, cloud. So you can see the airport there. And what's mental is, when I was just loading this up a minute ago, almost I flew into a 737 that was landing. Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 has current real-world air traffic synchronized in the simulator, and with this being an international airport, it's quite a busy one. So normally you probably wouldn't want to, you see a plane in the distance there, you probably wouldn't want to be flying around at this altitude in this aircraft. When it comes to racetracks, they often film them with helicopters above the racetrack or have flyovers and stuff. Often the planes will be at a much lower altitude so that passenger aircraft are basically flying above it. But yeah, I mean, just look at this. This is actually the real time as well. It's 1 a.m. in the morning in the UK, so I think it's about 4 or 5 p.m. In Indianapolis whilst I'm actually recording this. Yes, I'd make YouTube videos at 1 in the morning. Great insomnia time. But look at, I mean, just with the sunset, absolutely gorgeous. And it's actually, Indianapolis is actually quite rural. Anyway, enough gandering from the air. It's time to get down low on the circuit. Well, you'll notice actually as well, the racetrack has you've got the oval circuit, but you've also got the infield circuit, and also what appears to be a golf course with a little river. I didn't know about that. Thanks to Microsoft Flight Sim, I now do. But yes, let's throttle down, let's get on the track, let's do a lap, and let's land on it. Oh, airspeed's a bit high there. It's alright. This plane could take it. It's basically... this is a lot easier to fly. Let's throttle back up again here. I want to keep the power up. This is a lot easier to fly, I have to say, than the Nürburgring. Because, well, ovals are just a lot easier to do in a plane than a racetrack that's winding through the German countryside with trees 2 meters away from you. I have to also say, guys, if the multiplayer works on this so that you can do oval plane racing, we'll have to get someone parked in the pit lane, and then we'll have to get some a bunch of people together, and we can have like an oval plane race. It'd be absolutely perfect. We literally just do timed lap times. I'm not quite sure how you would adjudicate in terms of them if they fly off track at all, or if they, if they're cutting the corner or not. But getting close to the ground here, you'll notice that compared to the Nürburgring, the actual track stands and everything are faithfully represented. The sim's not made any mistakes. Well, we've got a bit of a sunken building. I guess that's a mistake. But it's not made mistakes in terms of putting a hotel on the outside of the track. That very much is the actual crowd stands. And what really surprised me is that on the start-finish line, which we'll get back round to in a second, look at the glare off. It's really hard to see with the sun setting. The start-finish line here, you've got the timing tower, which is pretty awesome. It normally has all the race positions on it. I'm really surprised that actually's got picked out and actually got the numbers on it and everything, which is pretty mental. Now, what you will notice as well is occasionally there's a little bit of stutter, and I have to say, one thing I have noticed in Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 is with the photogrammetry locations, I do seem to get a bit of stutter at the moment, and I don't know what the resolution to it is to that, so I hope that's something that gets fixed in the future, because on the non-photogrammetry locations, there's no stutter at all, and the stutter seems to be like really erratic. It's not like consistent. It's as if it's maybe loading something in, which doesn't make sense because we're already at that location. But yes, I thought I'd point that out because you should be able to see it, and then we'll get all the comments that go, no, it's stuttering, it's stuttering. So I've nipped that in the bud. But aside from that little bit of stutter, it's absolutely amazing that you can get right down to the ground. And yeah, at this height of 5 meters above the ground, sure, it's not photo real, but you're not, a flight sim, you're not really meant to be flying this low to the ground unless you're landing at an airport. And the airports actually are like totally spot on, but it's again, it just gives you another perspective of the racetracks that I wouldn't have experienced otherwise. I mean, I guess you could, on race day you could watch the crazy editing and occasionally catch a glimpse from the air. But with this, it's kind of like, it's like if you're on Google Maps or something. Sorry, Microsoft, I use Google Maps, not Bing Maps. You can look at locations from the air, but you lose like the actual sense of scale and the actual reality of the location on something like Google Maps, Bing Maps, when it's just 2D. When you're in your plane, actually flying the locations, you maintain the sense of scale and or like a degree of reality to the location, which I think captures what it probably looks like and feels like to be there in real life. Even more so if we were to be playing this with a VR headset. Can't wait for that to come out, obviously. But yeah, I mean, it's awesome. I would say in terms of actual accuracy of the track surface, I think the edges of the track are a little bit steeper in reality. If we get right down again, you see there is the camber on it, but it's not that steep. But I think the Indianapolis Motor Speedway's not actually got the most cambered track surface on it out of all the speedways, because it's such a monstrous oval track. But still, I think they're a lot more cambered than what's been replicated in the game here. But not bad, considering that this isn't a driving simulator. You could actually drive around the track. It's good enough that you could drive around it, which is bonkers, given this is a flight sim. Now let's try and do a bit of the infield. Look at this. This plane is so sensitive to your input. Crazy sensitive. Like, I'm barely moving my joystick. A couple of mil, and the plane starts moving quite drastically, which is actually really satisfying. It makes it really nice to try and drive smoothly or fly smoothly. Right, let's do the infield here. Let's get in there. Might power off a little bit. So I believe the infield is straight onto the left-hander. Then it's a tight right-hander. There you go. You got the pit exit there. Oh! Oh, we're stalling. Too tight for this beast. Well, we've got too much airspeed to take that tight. So, there you go. You got the left-hander, then the tight right-hander. Then it joins back onto the oval. Look at that. You can even see the underpass there. And then it comes off the oval, back onto the infield. Really windy part of the circuit here. Actually, the Indy 500 isn't actually that bad of an infield circuit. It's not... Some of the rovals, as you call them... I'm going to fly around again because you'll see what's quite interesting. You've got the Red Bull branding on the board there. It's as if they were set up for some maybe like autocross or something. I don't know. But you got the... Unfortunately, you can't fly underneath that. It's solid. But it's quite cool how it's somehow managed to map the Red Bull branding on that, even though that's a vertical there. Anyway, fly through there. Yeah, so the Roval, a lot of them are just awful. Like, they lack any character. I would say the downside of the Indy 500 Roval is that it is flat, and flat tracks, in my opinion, often just aren't that fun to drive. You've got to go full Portimao. You know, hills and race cars just go together nicely, as long as it's on tarmac. Unless you're in a rally car, in which case it doesn't matter. But yeah, it's flat. That's the only crime I'd give the Roval on the Indy 500. It's not too bad to actually drive, though. So there we go. We're back onto the track now. And that's it for the Roval. It's not... It's quite compact Roval because it's got to fit within the actual entirety of the oval circuit. But it is a big oval circuit. Let's not hit the timing board. It's pretty close to us. How low can we get this? Jesus, no. That's just way too tight for the plane. They did not design this circuit for aircraft. Okay, well, what I'm going to do, we'll fly the oval really low to the ground, and we'll land it. We'll see if we can taxi around the oval. How low can you go? You can see all the curbing markings and everything, which is cool. Look at that. Okay, it's not... Whoa, we are really low to the ground. You can see the ground effect. I'm having to push down because the plane wants to lift off the ground. That wind was very close. Right. Come on. Nice and easy. Jeez, we're almost scraping the wing on the ground there. Ooh. This stutter's not helping. Certainly makes it tricky. Crowd would be loving this. Imagine this being an actual sport. Plane flying 2 meters above the ground on an oval. I mean, forget cars. Come on, guys. Planes are just way better than cars. The only problem is if there's a contact, it could get a little bit messy. But you know, I think it's worth the potential disaster for the entertainment value. People have got too soft these days. A few planes in the grandstand, you know, it's a price worth paying. As long as I personally am not in the grandstand. You know, then it's okay. Here we go. Right, next lap. It's actually, this is very resembling of a oval race here. Constant droning of your engine at max pace, not having to use the brake pedal at all, and just trying not to crash into the side, the walls. That's it. It's oval racing. Just need a few planes to draft, and we're good. Right, final lap here, and then we're gonna land. Nice with this plane, the wheels are already deployed, so I don't even have to think about that. Do you know what? We're going to land it with this plane, and then I'm going to go for a 747. We're going to land a 747 on it as well. Should be. There's plenty of room. I think we could fit a 747 down the start-finish line. I'm pretty sure. I'll give it 50-50 odds, which is pretty good odds. I'd take those odds. It's worth it for the spectacle. Buzz the grandstands here. No catchment fencing, though. That is missing from this sim. Right, power off. If we couldn't do it in the small aircraft, then we can definitely do it in the large aircraft. My goggles are falling over my face. That impact truly was hard. Feeling it in reality with the goggles falling down. I'd imagine the goggles probably would have gone through the face in reality, but you know, can't simulate everything. Right. Start finish line is on the left. Yeah, so that's definitely correct. What speed are we doing? 157 knots. So how far out do we need to be to make this work? Okay, that's with the descent angle we've got. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do. We got this. Right, it would really actually help to have the... I don't know why the cockpit's off. We might have broken something here. Oh, look at... Just look at that. So weirdly, it's not stuttering now. That's the joys of alphas and betas for you. So that you know, it gives me hope. There it is, lining up with the Indianapolis 500. Perfect. Now, I really don't know. I'm going to have to use the external view here to get the dials to know if we've got enough speed to not drop out the sky. Yeah, we got that. 100% sure. If anything, we're coming in too hot. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your pilot speaking. Brace, 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 preemptively. In fact, just jump out the doors because it's probably safer than staying in the aircraft with this landing. Floater in, boys! Look at the grandstands are going to get a surprise. They're just sitting there having their corn dog. I've got to remember that the wheels descend below the aircraft by like... This aircraft's like 10 meters tall. So we need to just clear that. No, we are stalling, but I need to clear the grandstand. Yes. No! If I turn in kind of the same place, but I put my landing gear down slightly later, then we should be good. Also, we've got the actual cockpit turned on, so I can actually hear the plane telling me that I'm too low. Look at that photo terrain. Amazing. I mean, it's like looking out of it. I mean, I've never been in the passenger seat of a 747. Actually, I have been in the cockpit of a 747. Not one that was flying, though. Man, we are stalling. A bit more power. Oh, the flight yokes have messed up. Oh, there we go. I've now lost the Indy 500. Where's it gone? Okay, there it is. Landing gear down. The previous one was better than... Oh, jeez. I've got worse at this. Where's the Indy 500? Indianapolis. I'm going to keep calling it the Indy 500. Sorry. Where's the track gone? There it is. Right. Yeah, apologies for getting the names repeatedly wrong. There it is. Perfect. Coming in at a bit angle. That doesn't help me see where we're going. Get track IR! Yeah, I will get track IR eventually. Okay, line her up. I'm hoping to use VR, you know. Once you've used VR, stuff like track IR is just a bit depressing. Yeah, I know. Yeah, look, I've got to come in. I'm seesawing here. We've got to get the speed off. 300. Yep. Yep. Oh, now we're stalling. Ah! God damn it. Right, we're doing this. I don't care if this kills me. But as soon as I know... Okay, 500. Okay. 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 Whoa! Stop! Stop! Oh, no way! We got off that. You got to have. You got to have more speed off because it's. I hit the ground a bit hard and the plane bounced. Then I think the wing hit something. That nice little. Some nice houses down there. Fancy estate. They get their own little river. Bet they're pricey. Mind you, they're probably made out of cardboard, like most American houses.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Bouncing. Oh no! Oh no! Ah!
20, 10.
Oh no! 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 You! It got. It got caught on the road and suddenly died off to the side.
40, 30, 20, 10.
Stop bouncing. Oh, God damn it.
30, 20, 10.
Oh, grandstanded.
40, 30, 20, 10.
Oh.
40, 30, 20, 10.
Oh no! You can't do it! You can't do it! That was as good as it's gonna get. You can't do it. You can't do it. If one of you upload a video of you doing it, I'm gonna hate you. I don't think you can do it. I don't think you can do it. I'm gonna land on the other side. I'm gonna see if we can land on the other side, but I don't think we can do that. I don't think it's possible because, well, I certainly couldn't get the speed off enough. That I had the brakes on fully. We were going to still, before the wings hit the grandstand, we were going to run out of racetrack. So, right, let's try the other side. Right, let's turn her around here. Nice little golf course down there. There's a little penis pond there. We found the penis pond of golf course. Someone was trolling when they made that. The Indianapolis penis pond. We found it. Dear, we're dropping out of the sky here. Pulling them G's, don't worry about that.
1,000.
Throttle her up. There we go, there's that road that lines up to the right hand side, and then we'll go to the left. Put it to the test. It's actually harder. Oh, there's the road right in the middle. There's a road right in the middle that we could maybe go for. I don't know, we're going to go for this left-hand side. But there's that road right in the middle that might actually be... Well, we'll see.
500.
Get comfortable in the stall. We're gonna have to make the corner. Gotta make the corner. Oh, we've done it! We'll just get around the corner. Use a bit of the... Okay. Guys, that's landing on the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Sure, it wasn't on the start-finish line. But that... Yeah, you can't do it on the tarmac. We almost took that building out. That would... Oh, my God. That was close. Yeah. Yeah, that's not... No way that fits. But there you go, guys. That is a... you know, it's a little bit of a cop-out. I'll admit it. It's a little bit of a cop-out. It's not a start-finish line, but we did land on the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Can we actually drive around here in a 747? Lap of the Indianapolis in a 747. Here we go. Whoa, hit the apex. Oh, he's understeering. She's understeering. She's understeering. Lift the ring. Ah! Didn't work. That didn't work. So, guys, if you enjoyed that, if you enjoy flight simulator content, as I say, and driving sim content, and just like complete madness, you know what to do. Click that like button and subscribe. But until the next one, guys, thank you very much for watching. Let me know in the comments what you want to see. Happy tea drinking, and goodbye.